Hello and welcome to this Project in a Box video tour. In this session we're going to be having a look through the features in the new version 5. This applies to Small Team Edition, Enterprise Edition and Live Edition. So a whole range of new features grouped into these 10 areas. It's a major release. It's a while since we've done one, and therefore upgrading to 5 from 4.4 as it was. So broadly these areas, some collaboration tools, some extensions to reporting, quite a few different areas, different charts and analysis, a lot of things, extra data being collected and brought through from, for example, Planner, an idea management process, and some general extensions to the browser as well. So let's go through those step by step, one at a time. So the first area here is collaboration threads. We've always had the ability to collaborate around the project's content in terms of documents and files, etc., storing emails and other communications you might have. The collaboration thread feature is around helping you record the sort of general day-to-day conversations that often go on Skype and other sorts of communications channels. So a user can set up a communications thread, and different people can then post their views in a conversational format down the page. These can be edited, and edits are saved, etc. You can add images to them and that sort of thing. A number of different threads can be held. You can have notification emails that tell you when somebody's added something, a bit like you get a Facebook notification email arriving. And these are all stored as content for the project, archived with the project, and the content is indexed for searching as well. This is available obviously from the browser interface and the main Windows application. Next major area is a multi-portfolio report. So previously we've had projects obviously in the system, we collect data from them and we can report on them, or we can go to portfolios, which are a collection of projects, and we can report on those, where we get the projects showing and then a total, which is the portfolio level total. Now we can also have a multi-portfolio report where the data is coming up from the projects via each portfolio grouping that you have selected, and then you can see different areas, different levels of that. So sometimes you're going to see the portfolios as lines, and then a total, which is the whole set of portfolios. Of course, your portfolios can be any grouping you want, so they can be programs within a portfolio or an organization, or they can be departments within an organization. So it allows you to group that data together. You can do all the same sorts of things: Gantt charts, statistical analysis, charts against those pie charts, bar charts, etc. We've got milestone timelines in here, risk and issue, presentation, etc. So it's again working off a specification, so you define the type of report, how it's going to be structured, how it's going to be laid out, what you're going to see where, and it will then run that against your choice of portfolios. Next thing is interactive calendar and milestone timeline. So Gantt charts are great, for sort of seasoned project people. They work really well and people know how to read them, but not everybody knows how to read them. So we've also put in a calendar view, which allows you to see your tasks instead in a calendar type mode. You can see when the task starts and when it goes on for. These are clickable, so you can double click to view the detail of that. You can change that to weekly, you can see today's date against it, you can hover to see basic details, etc. So it's giving you a different way of accessing that information. You can also take the calendar you're currently looking at, and that could be, remember, all my tasks, or it could be the whole project tasks, or a whole program or portfolio of tasks. And you can create a calendar file from it. And that means you can then import that set of tasks into Outlook and see that as a calendar alongside your general Outlook calendar. So that's helping you integrate the Project in a Box output into your general day-to-day Outlook work. Of course, the data that we hold in Project in a Box in this task database can come from Microsoft Project and Planner and Excel and other sources. So bringing all those tasks together to the set that you want, and then getting them out and into Outlook for you. The milestone timeline is a similar sort of thing. It uses exactly the same data, but it's only milestones. So it's the milestones present in your current view. So here I might have a program, and I'm seeing the milestones across the various projects. I might have run a filter to say only give me milestones at level 1 in the plan, for example, so high level milestones. But whatever my current selected set of data is, it ignores all the tasks and just keeps the milestones. It then shows them against the timeline, and it color codes them for if they're 100% complete and they're behind today's date, then they'll be shown green. If they're overdue, so not 100% complete but behind today, then they'll be shown as red, and any in the future are shown as blue. We also have a black automatic start and finish milestone as well. Again, these are clickable, so you can go and see further details. So it's just giving you different ways of getting that information out in the analysis window. You can also export both of those chart types into your reports as well. We've been extending search. A few people have asked us about this. We already, of course, index all of your content in the project, and that's a really valuable thing to be able to do. It's all indexed by keyword, the content of the files, using Windows Search on your server. So we have everything in one place, and when you search for that, we give the information back based on your permissions, so you'll only see things that you've got permissions for. So it's a really useful interface, and people use it quite a lot for finding things obviously in the project. But we've extended it, so rather than just a simple keyword search that we offered you before, we now also offer you advanced query syntax. So that means you can use the Microsoft programmable language for the search queries to write your own query and return the data from that. So you can also save those, so you can have a set library of the searches that you regularly do, and it allows you to access things like who the author was, the date of the file, the type of the file, and as well as the content, of course, within it. So you can build these compound searches to match what you want. Search also now, as I mentioned earlier, searches your collaboration threads as well. So when you get search results, you get the search results that are found in files, and then you get the search results that match your discussions threads as well, and you can jump in each case to see the detail of those. So in Planner we have extended the data collection in a number of different ways. Firstly, we're going to talk here about the issue impact. So for issues, we previously sort of had a significance type figure you would set on the slider for how significant the issue was. If your issue, of course, is a change, and you're running some sort of managed change process, then you probably need something a little bit more structured than that. So we're now on the issue. You can now collect information about the time, cost and quality impacts associated with this particular issue. When it comes to quality, you can give a description of what the quality impact is, as well as rating it. So we have 4 stats that are being calculated: time impact in days, cost impact in your current currency, the number of quality impacts, and the average quality impact. And so those are calculated or held at each task, at each issue level, and then they're rolled up at the project level automatically by Planner, and you can see that information showing here when you go to fill in your issue status and commentary. You can see those stats, and those stats are also now brought out and automatically generated for you as project plan level properties in the main system. So as soon as you check the file back in, they'll be calculated and available as part of your properties database in the main application. We've added one new method to this version 5 release. There will be some more methods coming in 5.1 and some updated ones, but one major new one in this release, and that's the idea management process. You can use this for doing, some people call it demand management, not really quite sure why, but they do. Some people call it portfolio management as well. Again, not a particularly clear case, but this is about the idea of the organisation collecting together all the things it might do as projects, the ideas that it has for projects, and then deciding which ones they're going to take through and actually deliver. So we have a simple method which is gated, has a hard gate in it, and it initially only allows you to collect together the data required for proving the idea. So there are some questionnaires for filling in information about the significance of the idea, how it's going to benefit the organisation, what it might cost, what its risk might be, collecting those sort of basic stats. Obviously also places for storing supporting information. All that information is being automatically extracted out of your spreadsheet questionnaire and brought into the main system. So we have data across all of our projects. So if we have a portfolio, as we can see here, of those ideas, we can see all of them. We can see the ones that are still perhaps just as an idea, ones that have been selected, ones that have been approved and are proceeding on through. And we can see some of the data we've selected. We've got some reporting that runs against this, both at the idea and project level, and then the portfolio level. And once you make your idea into a project, it turns into our most commonly used method, which is a 4-step project, which allows you to run it very light and small with a single work package for delivery, or to expand that out into multiple deliverables. So really nice fluid flow. You can of course extend this. You can take this idea, personalize it to your own data properties ideas, etc. methods. So it's a really useful starter for 10, a number of customers using that already. We've taken some more data out of Planner. So Planner has always been able to calculate or collect for you actuals information. So when you set up a task and you put, say, 2 people on the task, you put one of them on at 50% allocation of time and another at 100% allocation of time. That might be a 5-day task. So you've got 20 hours for one person, 40 hours for the other person. You can go in, and have always been able to go in and then say, well, actually I have currently spent 3 hours, or I've spent 5 hours. I come back the next day and I've spent 10 hours, and I can fill that in with my actuals data. So we've been collecting that in what we call a timesheet data entry within Planner. This isn't proper timesheeting as you would do in a finance system where we're recording sick hours or holiday or overhead activities. This is about recording project accounting information. So we're putting our actuals data in. Of course, within Planner we can also store our hourly rate, so that calculates up for us, and that calculates up to the project level, and we're automatically calculating at the project level the total cost of the project, the current cost of the project based on the actuals, and the progress cost of the project, which is based on the percentage completed of the various tasks, so where we should be, like a simple earned value measure. So we're calculating those and sending them out as project properties automatically generated for your projects from Planner into the main application and available for you to use in the properties database. But we're also now bringing back the detailed data, so you can run what's called an assignment report, a plan assignment report, and that will bring back either at the project or the portfolio level all the data for the tasks within those projects and portfolios. And it will bring that back, even as I said earlier, we've got 2 people working on a particular task. Of course, when we roll up the costs for the project, it's done at the task level, but when we're looking at this assignment data, it's broken down to that one task would have 2 lines because there are 2 different assignments as part of it, 2 different people. And so it's bringing you all that data back as it currently is sat in Planner, so that you can then grab that, chuck that into Excel, work out your costings that you need. So you can then choose to, of course, group it by person or by time frame or by project or portfolio or whatever you're interested in doing. So it's giving you that data so that you can work out current cost positions on your project, and you can break that down to individual levels if you want to. And customers are interested in doing this to support their invoicing when they're using this for commercial projects. So the next thing is focusing around Planner. We've rejigged the whole layout of the browser interface where it's regarding editing of Planner files. So we've taken this and called it Planner Live. It has a new feel in the browser, so anything that's Planner Live related is a blue color here, and you can see you get an icon in the top bar of the Planner browser interface as well. So if you go to a Planner file in the Explorer, it'll offer you a button straight away for edit this in Planner Live. Of course, if you go to any other file, you'll have to check it out and edit it, and that's still the case for Microsoft project files, of course, and for Excel and Word and everything else. You'll need an app to work on that. Of course, on your desktop environment, you could be using the full Planner application, but when you're running a browser from a smartphone or a tablet or on a Mac, for example, you can now still work on Planner because you can use the Planner Live. It checks the file out, holds it on the server, and allows you to edit it through the browser interface. You can work on tasks, risks, issues. You can update your status and commentaries in the way that we're just going to talk about in a second, and all the responses and everything else that you would do in terms of updating a standard Planner file. You can't personalize and customize the Planner file by changing a whole load of the setup configuration of it, but you can work on the file. The other thing you can do is inject your resources. So because the file is held on the server, when you check it out, we can use an interface to go into the server, pull out the users that you're interested in, and inject those into the Planner file for you. So you can choose to add, for example, all users on this project. It will add their resource names to your resource file in Planner, so that you can then immediately pull them from a pick list and start assigning tasks to them. And that's really useful because you've exactly matched the names, so when you bring them back in, they'll be tied back to the user in the system straight away. You haven't got to manually type them in. You can also choose, if you want to bring all setup users in the system or all users within your current portfolio, for example. So a range of different choices about the blocks of users you want to bring back and inject into your Planner file. We've also made some additions to the actual planner application itself. There's some separate videos covering this, focusing particularly on planner, but we'll just cover that off quickly here. So we've got the addition of status collection and commentaries at plan, risk and issue levels. These are then brought back as stats and injected into the main system as plan stats. So you've got those statuses available, and they're provided into the analysis views and some of the reporting as well. Planner also has calendar and milestone timelines. The calendar view in Planner also shows you your risk and issue responses as well on that, and that's all clickable, and of course because it's in Planner you can click and edit those items. So Planner, keeping track with the main application in terms of these sophisticated interfaces. And of course Planner is still completely free. Anyone you want to can use Planner, completely free application. It's got all this great stuff in it: time recording, calendars, milestone timelines, all the plans, risks and issues stuff you could want, issue impact recording as well of course now, so lots of very useful stuff there. And then finally some further extensions to the browser interface, really trying to bring this up to be the sort of the browser supports the day-to-day activities that you do, and the Windows application supports those as well in a perhaps slightly slicker way when you're on your desktop, but it also supports the admin features. So the extra things we put into the browser are a new drag and drop. So it's a drag and drop that works in a slightly different way to the way it works in the main application. You pick your document that you're working on here, so I've chosen the project mandate and I want to do add multiple files, and it then brings me a window up which says how do you want to version those when we put them in. So I say I want to do a minor revision to those, and I can then drag my set of files onto the browser, and it will then go, and if those files or files with that name are not present in my document currently, it will add them as new files. If it finds that there are files with that name already present in my document, it will add them as a new version of that file. So I'll get a brand new file will go in as a 0A perhaps, and if I've already got 3 versions of a file in there, so it was 0C, and I add the same file again, it'll be automatically, the new one will go in as 0D. We've done that because several customers have asked about it. They've got subcontractors, suppliers working on major projects. They're providing standardized reporting which they send in each week, stats on progress and finances and things like that. And what they wanted to do was not have to check the old file out, manually check the new one in. So this does all that for you. You've got a standard document, you give that supplier access to that particular document, perhaps that's all, and they just drag in their standard reports every week, and it goes new, existing, so I'll upgrade it. So it's really very well optimized, and so it's in the browser because that's what people usually give to their suppliers. Very well optimized for that sort of bulk add of sort of routine documents. And as they're added, you see down at the bottom of the page the progress bars as they go in, because sometimes these files can be very big. Okay, so that's the sort of 10 major areas. Of course, there's a whole range of other stuff. We put some new reporting in, and lots of little bits and bobs of fixes and updates here and there. But they're the 10 main areas. So this is available now from today for our existing customers who are still under an active maintenance contract. Any existing customers who don't have an active maintenance contract can put that back into order, and they'll be able to have that straight away. New customers, this is what you'll get. You'll get the new version 5 if you buy from today, and our existing SaaS customers, people who are on Live Edition where we host that for them, they will get to upgrade when they want to. So we don't just force everyone to upgrade at the same time. You come in the morning and you've got to download a new app, etc. Not like that. You choose, because you've got your own separate servers on our instance. You can choose when you want that to be upgraded. You'll just need to let us know about that. It does require a patch to the server and to the clients. Of course, people using browser interface will see a new interface, but that will be updated automatically for them. And then the final point is around pricing. We're making some changes to pricing on version 5. As we mentioned, it includes significant additional functionality, and the prices are rising to reflect this. Existing customers, those prices are offset and won't start till the 1st of August. New customers, those prices will be in effect from today. What we've done is we've fixed and retained the small team edition starter pack price, which is £999. You'll still get the same mix of 2 managers, 6 team, 12 view only users. You'll be able to add additional users to that, as you can currently. The price for those has gone up slightly. Manager users 350, team licenses 180, view only licenses 35. And you can add up to 15 of those to small team edition. Enterprise edition, the starter pack goes up to £5,000, and then you can obviously add the number of licenses that you're interested in as you go through like that. Same model as previously. If you want to go unlimited, we are offering unlimited view-only licenses for £2,000, and that's on any of the platforms. We're finding the view-only license particularly popular, especially because view-only users can actually also use the collaboration threads, so they'll be able to actively become involved in parts of the project. And the national license, that's unlimited access for any type of interface, and any license type goes up to 40,000. The live edition pricing, so that's for customers where we host it for them, has gone up a little bit as well, and that's again on a monthly or annual basis, and for a starter pack of users, and then you can obviously add on again extra users as you want. So that's the pricing, and there's a new price sheet on the website to reflect all that. So that's a quick intro around what's in the new version 5. I hope you found that helpful. We're going to follow this up now with a set of separate tours which go in and actually look at the functionality. So rather than just talking about it, we're going to go and see how all that works. And that'll be broken down to 3 or 4 different tours. Thank you very much.